All right, now that we have our pork chops down on our sheet pan, I'm gonna come in with our Miracle Whip for this delicious one pan dinner. I'm just gonna go with a generous amount of that Miracle Whip right on top. I'm using a really thin pork chop, just like so. I'm going in with maybe about a tablespoon of that Miracle Whip right on top of those pork chops. This is one of my favorite one pan little dinners. I love making for my friends and family. I went in with a pork chop. You could obviously do this with a chicken breast. You can even do this with a mushroom cap. The possibilities are endless. Now that we have that Miracle Whip, I'm just gonna come in and we are just gonna start to spread and smother those delicious pork chops just like so. I'm using a Miracle Whip. You can definitely do any kind of mayo. I know they have like the nice like Duke's mayo and stuff like that, but I just love using Miracle Whip. You could also do an egg wash here, but with the price of eggs, you know, mayonnaise has eggs and most people have mayonnaise in their house nowadays. As you can see, I'm really just coating those delicious pork chops just like so. Now that we have all of that mayonnaise coated onto our pork chops, I'm gonna come in, I just have some brown sugar. I love brown sugar with pork chops. It is an amazing combination. If you have not tried like that sweet and kind of salty like bacon, like even like a candy bacon, it is so delicious. I'm just going in and sprinkling a generous amount of that brown sugar right on top. It's okay if it starts to clump, you can kind of just break it up with your fingers. I did a light brown sugar. You could also do a dark brown sugar if you like, or if you don't want to do like the sweet, salty aspect, because some people don't like sweet on their meat, and that's all right. You could totally omit the brown sugar as well. Totally your preference, but this is how I like to prepare my pork chops. So I'm just going in and kind of sprinkling that right on top of those smothered pork chops, just like so. Just breaking them up with my fingers. Oh, this is already looking fabulous. Now that we have our brown sugar, make sure we get all of that excess off. I'm gonna come in with our panko breadcrumbs. If you haven't tried panko, it's a really yummy, almost like it's like a breadcrumb, but it's actually kind of, I don't even know how to explain it. If you haven't used them, they're really, really tasty. They're flakier in my opinion. They're typically used for like tempura, but they're really, really tasty, and it's a great addition to this. It's gonna add a nice little crunch. So I'm just going in and covering those right on top. You could also do a breadcrumb here. You can make your own breadcrumbs. The decision is totally up to you, but I love using a panko with this. Like I said, I just feel like they're crunchier than the breadcrumbs. So we're going in with that, and we cannot forget, we're gonna need some cheese for this delicious pork chop recipe. I just have some freshly grated Parmesan, and again, going right on top of those delicious pork chops. These are gonna be stacked pork chops. And I'm just going in with a grated Parmesan. You could obviously do like the shredded Parmesan here, but I love the grated Parmesan. It's super convenient, and it's cheesy, and it'll make it nice and brown and bubbly, just like so. When we place this into the oven, I'm gonna go, maybe, they're thin pork chops, so we're gonna go 400 degrees for about 15-20 minutes. Oh my goodness, these just came out of the oven. I did let them sit. They are nice and crispy and delicious and sugary and cheesy. The great part about this, I'm just gonna go in, I probably will go for 2 of these delicious pork chops. Look at how amazing, I mean, look at all the brown little crust. I know, right? That mayonnaise, those panko breadcrumbs. And what I like to do is I just like to serve this with a simple little side salad. You could also do this with some applesauce, you know, some mashed potatoes, some rice, but oh, I mean, can we have a moment for that delicious pork chop? I hope you enjoy.